So, what do you look forward to throughout your day?
I think I look forward to going home and just kind of relaxing. I like to take showers and just kind of sing and just hang out, kind of just be able to.
I look forward to accomplishing things. If I and do something different in that day or complete something, then it wasn't a good day.
What kind of extracurricular activities do you do outside of school?
I do musical theater a lot. That's my passion. I sing and I dance. So I'm in a lot of shows and something to keep my stamina up and just keep me busy. Be someone else. I don't have to be myself there.
I do powerlifting and then lacrosse, track, and football.
What stresses you out throughout your day?
Mainly schoolwork, but also my mom and my sister, because my sister has dyslexia and EDS, which are both disabilities, and my mom has a chronic illness. So I worry about both of them a lot, and their safety stresses me out a lot.
I think the biggest thing that stresses me out is my future, like where I'm headed. There's a lot of paths that I could take, and just gotta find out which one is the right one.
Okay, so before we pull down the curtain, I do want to ask you guys this question. Do either of you know who's on the other side of the curtain?
I know 100% who's on the other side of the curtain.
All right, I'm going to take down the curtain. What kind of mental illness do you suffer from?
I suffer from anxiety and depression, both diagnosed, but I don't take medication for them.
I am clinically diagnosed with depression also.
Apart from you two do know each other, was there anything in that kind of questionnaire that might have given away what possibly the other person had or could have been possibly been a big indicator towards it?
Probably her family situation. That causes a lot of stress on people who lead to depression.
So I do have one more question after the fact. This is going to be the last question I ask you guys. So, where do you see yourself in the future?
Do you want to go first? Well, hopefully my goal is to be on Broadway. I really want to perform, but I also want to have a family and kids and a dog and a nice house. Just, basic things that everybody wants.
I'm just trying to make it out of poverty.
All right, then I guess counter question. Do you think that the mental illnesses you guys do have could cause that to be a lot harder in the future?
Me personally, yeah. Just because of my anxiety, I feel like it's so difficult just to do anything. So the big things of buying a house, that just, even in my head, it's so stressful. And what if you end up with the wrong person and stuff like that? What if it doesn't work out? And that's something that really holds me back from everything.
I think it definitely makes it way harder, because you could be doing the best thing ever, you just broke let's say a track record or something, and then people are like, hey, good job, and all you can think about is your head damn, I didn't do good enough, or this wasn't enough, I need more, I'm not good enough for this sport or something like that.
All right. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for
No
having
problem.
What do you look forward to doing throughout your day?
Going to school to see my friends, hang out with my friends, and usually go to practice after.
I like going to see my friends and hang out with my friends afterwards and sleeping.
What kind of extracurricular activities do you do outside of school?
Football and baseball with the school, and then usually I work out after too.
I do cheerleading with the school.
What stresses you out throughout your day?
Probably mostly schoolwork, trying to keep my grades up.
Schoolwork.
All right. So, neither of you have seen each other's faces at all since the start of this. All right. I'm going to kick out the
have anxiety and depression.
All right, Denise.
I just want to stay home and like sleep. Other times it's like I just don't want to do anything. That's all it is, really.
Who do you guys confide in? Who do you tell everything to?
Probably my girlfriend the most.
My twin sister, she's like my best friend.
Where do you see yourself in the future?
I don't know. Hopefully with like a steady job and a family and dogs.
I'm going to college to be a vet tech for marine animals, so hopefully that goes well.
Before we end this off, I do want to ask you guys, Tanner, did you know that April had anxiety?
I did not know.
So I do want to thank you guys again. It is a big, step to be able to not do the stuff. So thank you guys again. We're all set. 3, 2, 1, go.
What do you look forward to throughout your day?
I look forward to going home after school and reading a book before I go to bed. Yeah.
Once school's all said and done, I like to drive home, be able to chat with my boyfriend, all that good stuff, and be able to practice working on my languages.
What kind of extracurriculum activities do you do outside of school?
I do field hockey, but that's in the fall. I work, and that's kind of about it.
As for me, I tried swimming during the winter, but that didn't really work out. That was last year. What am I thinking? Most of it is just usually spent me either playing Osu, which is like a rhythm game, and practicing languages. So I'm studying French, Japanese, and Korean.
What stresses you out throughout your day?
Like time management, like school obviously is a big stressor, and then like working on top of that, then on top of that homework. It's kind of a big stressor.
Currently, my biggest stresses are just relating to, overwork, overloading of, like saying just biting off more than I can chew, essentially. So that can be in academics. That can also be, for OSU, I schedule a lot of tournaments. Sometimes I schedule too much for one season, and that can get hectic, especially on weekends, on Saturdays especially. So it's just about, living in the present instead of in the past or future.
You have not seen each other throughout the entire thing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All you've heard is each other's voices.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna take away the cover device, you guys.
Nice voice, by the way.
All right, can we both please have you state your names?
I'm Joe.
I'm Joshua.
Have you guys ever met any time past this moment?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Can you please state, we're gonna start with the lady first. Do you have a mental illness of kind?
No.
I have been clinically diagnosed officially with Asperger's syndrome, which is now labeled as autism spectrum disorder, ADHD, depression, and anxiety.
So how would you say that affects your day?
Usually how it affects my day is that it's not exactly a daily occurrence where I have to go face to face with my illness, but usually it'll be sometimes it's a weekly thing, sometimes it's a monthly thing, where sometimes I'll have trouble sleeping, mostly because I'm having all these vivid nightmares in my head, and that gets me very anxious, or I might have a depressed episode. So for instance, when there's a moment of sadness, that can trigger and go escalate into something that it shouldn't do, specifically having a depression episode, which is not exactly ideal in those scenarios, so it's really hard to get over stuff sometimes. So it could be something as small as losing at a game. You can get sad and then you think of more stuff, and then eventually you start to question your own existence, and it's just well, how did it get there?
So I think both of you can answer this. Who would you say you confide in most?
For me, it's my mom. Me and my mom are like besties, so definitely her.
But as I've started to get into my relationship with my boyfriend, I'm starting to trust him a lot more, and I'm starting to become more understanding and more related with his issues along with mine. So we started our relationship mid-December, like the month after I turned 18. And we've been doing excellent since, and I plan on, you know, visiting him more often, and he's actually going to be coming to my graduation, which is going to be really exciting.
Okay, last question. Where do you see yourself in the future?
I gotta go first. I want to be a teacher in an elementary school, so I plan on after high school going to college, then eventually getting my own classroom with my little nuggets. So that's my future plan.
So the best way I can describe my vision is essentially saying I would want to live in a world where the Korean DMZ is the 21st century equivalent of the Berlin Wall. Essentially saying, you know, we need to destroy this division between North and South Korea, and by doing that I want to be able to work in diplomacy, work with the State Department. I'm planning on majoring in international relations. Right now my top choice is Suffolk University, along with, I've been accepted to UNH Durham, Emmanuel College, UMass Boston, and what's the last? St. Anselm's College.